you decided at that point that something had to give, something had to change? Or did you still kind of wonder if you could successfully use and
No, I did. I wondered if could successfully use, and I used when I was in that hospital.
yeah.
Yeah, I used with a pump in my heart and a pump in my spine. I like found a cell phone, and that's the insanity of it, right? Like I could not cope with my reality in that very moment, and I used when I was in that hospital, and they were going to discharge me, and I was like, "Listen, Sash, if you go out of here, I don't know that you're going to make it out alive. I didn't think I would have." So I called my mom,
Hmm.
and I was like, "Hey, I know that like we don't like each other, right? Our relationships ruined. However, if you don't come and get me, I'm gonna die in the streets of this."
Yeah.
And thank goodness for my other sister too, because we've all made our way back around to recovery, but she sent her like a person to come and get me.
Wow. And so they come and get you. Um, you know that it's jails, institutions, and probably death.
Yeah.
So did you decide to go to treatment? Did you stay at home?
I didn't really have very many options. I didn't know what had happened to my children because they were placed in foster care
Hmm.
so that I could get treatment. And I got sick while being half in and like half out of like treatment because like that fear had still just really grabbed a hold of me.
Yeah.
And I went to treatment in Portsmouth, Ohio. My sister,
Okay.
she went there, so she called her friend and I went down there, and it was February 26th when I got there, and I woke up and it was my birthday. February 26th is my birthday. Shout out.
Hey.
I like the Ulta store, and I wear an 8.5 inch shoes.
Okay. And for 28, right?
I'll be 28 this year.
Okay.
I've been 27 for like 9 years, so I
Yeah.
guess I'll officially get to 28.
Yeah. There you
Yeah.
go. All right. All right.
My sister made a call, and I don't even remember who took me to treatment. I went down to Portsmouth, and when I got there the next morning, I went outside, and I was like, "Where am I? Where in the hills have eyes am I?" I looked across the street, and it was just a mountain, and there was a cross on the mountain, and there wasn't a corner store, there wasn't a 25-cent cigarette, there wasn't
Right.
there wasn't a place that like looked familiar. And for the first time in my life, this was a real big breaking point. I was absolutely alone.
Mm.
I was 100% by myself. And that could be taken as like, that sounds terrible. For me, I was so grateful that I didn't have to be responsible at that point
Yeah.
for any other person on the planet. And I'm so grateful for that option in recovery to have like recovery housing
Hmm.
and treatment and facilities that give people that opportunity that they need if they're really ready.
I'm big on name dropping, and do you want to? Is there, first of all, the facility, if you would like to tell everybody, because just like your sister had been there, and when people watch this, they're gonna feel like they are a little bit closer to you or know you, and so maybe, there might be somebody out there that's like, well, if Sasha went, I
Yeah.
can go. So,
Yeah.
is there any the facility and anybody at the facility, if you wanted to just say,
Yeah, I went to Hope Source, and my sister was really close with a woman named Annette there, and I met Annette there as well.
yeah.
And that's where we went. We were right across the street from a place called TCC,
Hmm.
which was more of like a men's facility.
Hmm.
And um, they took us, shout out to, I forget what gym it is, but his name is Uza, and he was a trainer down
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah, he was like Mr. Miyagi on roids, man. He was really great.
Okay.
And he runs a gym down there. And so they would take us to that gym as part of our like treatment, not just like meetings. Of course, that was a requirement, but did a lot of things in the community to integrate into those places. But I went to Hope Source.
And Portsmouth is really well known for treatment. I mean, there's a big treatment
Very much so.
community
Yeah.
in Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Um, what what were the first few days, the first week, 2 weeks like in treatment?
It was pretty difficult for me just because I still had a cane. I had to learn how to walk again, and I had to learn how to write again. I'm much more left-handed than I was before.
Wow.
So like when I got there, I still had like a pump in my heart. I had to be taken to like the doctors and kind of like special cared for
Yeah.
just so that I didn't get sick. Um, there were a lot of girls in this house, and um, from where I was coming from, that seemed very much like I was apprehensive, but also I felt like this shield to like not try to make friends because I felt different than a lot of the young women that were there. And uh, honestly, it was a breather for me. Like the first couple days were difficult, like to adjust, just because I had to kind of like find my bearings.
Yeah.
But I was able to be quiet and just listen.
You were relieved. You were finally,
Yeah.
you got a chance.
Finally, I just kind of like had a chance, and I just began to do what they asked me to do. Um,
Yeah.
Wake up, like make your bed, you know, brush your teeth.
Why did you think you were different? Were you different?
Yes. Yes. Yes, I was. Why, what I mean is different is, I think that there is a negative aspect to the things that I went through in active addiction as a woman, but I also think that it may set me apart from being able to range and kind of gauge the temperature of people.
Yeah.
I didn't need to be anybody's friend, you know. I had a bunch of friends, and clearly my picker was like broken for a while. So, uh,
Your friend picker.
yeah, my
Yeah.
friend
Yeah.
picker was broke for a while, and I'm okay with standing like alone. I didn't need to be needed by those girls, and I also saw that what I understand now to be like sick people are sick,
Hmm.
and I didn't feel like I needed to belong in order to just remain in that space.
Yeah.
They were very clicked up, and some of the girls are absolutely, they were great girls. Some of them I, still have on like social media. Sometimes I'll get to see them, but I was like set apart for sure.